5 health checkups you should avoid after 70 that may harm you more than help. What if the very checkups meant to protect you after 70 were quietly putting your health and your future at risk? Every year, millions of seniors step into clinics for routine scans and tests, believing it's the safe choice, believing it's prevention. But here's the truth no one says out loud. After a certain age, some of these routine checkups can harm more than they help. Recent studies reveal a staggering number. Up to 37% of tests ordered for seniors lead to unnecessary treatments, complications, or side effects that last a lifetime. Imagine walking in healthy and walking out with a problem you didn't need. And almost no one knows. Research shows 99% of adults over 70 have no idea they're being overtested. They trust the system. They trust the machines. But not every test tells you the truth. Some simply create fear, push you toward medication, or trigger procedures that strip away independence. And here's the most shocking part. One of these common checkups, number 1 on our list, is now estimated to cause as many cancer cases as daily alcohol consumption. Let that sink in. A scan designed to find cancer may actually cause it. This isn't on a billboard. Your clinic won't bring it up. But the evidence is there, buried in the science, and today we're bringing it into the light. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 medical checkups seniors should think twice about after 70, why they seem harmless, why they can be dangerous, and what's safer, smarter alternatives can actually protect your health. Stay with me, because the first test looks so ordinary, so routine, yet it can quietly change your life forever. Now, let's begin with number 5. Number 5, the bone density scan after 70. It sounds so harmless. You walk into the clinic. They slide you onto a table. A machine passes slowly over your body. No pain, no needles, just a few minutes of lying still. The bone density scan, also called a DEXA scan. On the surface, it feels like a wise decision. Who wouldn't want to know if their bones are fragile? After all, falls and fractures are serious, even life-threatening, as we age. But here's the catch. After 70, these scans often reveal bone loss that is completely normal. Bones naturally thin with time. Just like wrinkles appear on your skin, bone density gradually declines. But when a DEXA scan flags this natural process, it can create unnecessary fear. Many seniors walk out of the office with a new prescription in hand, drugs called bisphosphonates. They're meant to strengthen bones, but the side effects can be brutal. Severe heartburn, painful inflammation of the esophagus, and in rare but devastating cases, a condition called osteonecrosis of the jaw, where bone tissue literally begins to die. And here's the unsettling truth. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 1,200 women over age 70. After 5 years, bisphosphonate treatment reduced fractures by only 0.3%. Almost no real benefit, but the risks? Much higher. Consider Rose, a 76-year-old retired piano teacher. She never had a fall, walked daily, and felt strong. But one skin showed osteopenia, a mild thinning of bone that wasn't even osteoporosis. Her doctor put her on medication right away. Within 3 months, she was suffering painful acid reflux and a locked jaw, so severe she couldn't play the piano she loved. She went from performing Mozart to sitting silently by the instrument she'd once brought to life. We eventually helped her stop the drugs. Instead, she turned to strength training with light weights, daily walks, vitamin D, and calcium-rich foods like sardines, almonds, and leafy greens. Within a year, her balance improved, her pain vanished, and she was back on stage, smiling at her audience. The lesson is simple. A number on a screen shouldn't define your future. But if a bone scan can send someone down the wrong path, what about a test that can push people toward brain surgery? That's where we're heading next. Number 4, brain MRIs for mild memory loss. It begins with something small. You misplace your keys, forget a neighbor's name, lose your train of thought in a conversation. For many seniors, these moments spark fear. Fear of dementia, fear of Alzheimer's. And often, the doctor's immediate response is to order a brain MRI. The scan feels reassuring. High-tech, detailed, precise. But here's the truth most people never hear. In adults over 70, the majority of MRI findings are nothing more than normal aging. Slight shrinkage, small white spots, tiny changes that come with time. And yet, once these spots appear on a report, they can trigger a spiral of panic. Families worry. Patients lose confidence. Some are pushed into invasive follow-up tests like spinal taps or even brain biopsies. But how many of these actually reveal something treatable? Almost none. A 2021 study in Neurology Today reviewed over 3,000 MRIs in people aged 70 to 85. A staggering 86% showed some kind of abnormality. But here's the catch. Only 3% were linked to real, treatable conditions. That means most people walked away with fear, not answers. Take George, a 74-year-old retired engineer. He noticed he was forgetting names more often. So his doctor ordered an MRI. The scan showed white matter changes. George panicked. He convinced himself he had dementia. He stopped driving. He withdrew from his church. His anxiety became worse than his memory. When we finally reassessed him with a simple paper test, a cognitive screening exam, his memory was normal for his age. The MRI had told him nothing useful. It had only stolen his confidence. The safer first step? Cognitive screening tests like the MoCA or mini mental exam. They're cheap, quick, and accurate. They measure attention, recall, and problem solving, without radiation, without fear. And if there are real red flags, sudden confusion, seizures, or drastic personality change, then, and only then, should an MRI be considered. The mind is fragile. A wrong diagnosis can break it faster than any disease. And if an MRI can cause so much harm, what about a test that sends thousands of seniors straight into the operating room for heart procedures they may never have needed? That's our next story. Number 3. The cardiac stress test. The heart, the symbol of life itself. When something feels off, a flutter, a heaviness, a little shortness of breath, fear takes over. And for seniors, the go-to test is often the cardiac stress test. You've seen it before. Walking on a treadmill, wires stuck to your chest, doctors watching every beat. It sounds safe. It sounds like prevention. But after 70, this test can be more dangerous than it appears. Here's why. False alarms. In older adults, stress tests can misread normal age-related changes as serious disease. In fact, studies show the false positive rate can reach 40%. That means nearly half of seniors may be told something is wrong when their heart is just fine. And once that red flag goes up, the dominoes start falling. Next comes the angiogram, dye injected into arteries. Then, too often, a stent or even bypass surgery. Serious procedures that carry real risks: bleeding, kidney damage from the dye, infection, and prolonged hospital stays. A 2017 study in JAMA Cardiology revealed that more than half of stents placed after stress test referrals brought no improvement in survival or quality of life. None. Just scars, bills, and the lingering memory of a hospital bed. Take Raymond, a 75-year-old retired postman. He walked every morning, rain or shine. But one day he admitted to his doctor that he felt tired climbing hills. A stress test was ordered. The results looked suspicious, so he was sent for a catheterization. They found a mild narrowing and placed a stent. That night, Raymond's kidneys reacted to the contrast dye. He spent 6 days in the hospital, weaker than before. And when he recovered, his fatigue was still there, because it wasn't his heart at all. He was just dehydrated, a little low on sleep, and aging normally. So what should you do instead? If you're not having classic symptoms, crushing chest pain, breathlessness on light activity, or sudden weakness, safer options exist. A resting EKG can check your heart's rhythm. A coronary calcium scan can show whether dangerous plaque is building up, with much lower risk. Even modern wearable devices can alert you to irregular rhythms without dragging you into a hospital pipeline. The truth is, the best prevention for heart health often isn't in a lab. It's in daily movement, hydration, balanced meals, and managing stress. But if unnecessary heart procedures are risky, what about a test so common it's practically a rite of passage for seniors? One that can literally tear holes in your body. That's next. Number 2. Colonoscopy after 70. The procedure begins with a promise: find cancer early, save lives. A flexible camera slides deep into the colon, searching for hidden danger. For decades, colonoscopy has been hailed as the gold standard. But past 70, and especially after 75, that gold can turn to lead. The danger doesn't come just from the test itself, but but from the preparation. Seniors are asked to drink powerful laxatives that flush the body clean. For a 40-year-old, it's unpleasant. For someone in their 70s, it can trigger severe dehydration, dizziness, even kidney injury. Add in sedation, the twilight drugs used during the procedure, and the risks climb higher. Confusion, memory lapses, sudden drops in blood pressure. And then there's the procedure itself. The colonoscope can sometimes cause bleeding, tearing, or even bowel perforation. These aren't rare scares, they're documented outcomes. A 2019 study in JAMA Internal Medicine tracked over 1.3 million seniors. For every 1,000 colonoscopies performed in adults over 75, only 2 lives were saved. Yet more than 20 people suffered serious complications. That's a 10-to-1 risk-to-benefit ratio. Take Dana, a 73-year-old grandmother who ran a bakery with her daughter. She had no symptoms, no bleeding, no family history. Her new doctor urged her to get one more colonoscopy. She agreed. During the procedure, a small polyp was removed. That night, Dana collapsed from searing abdominal pain. At the hospital, surgeons discovered a perforation, a hole in her intestine. She spent 9 days recovering, lost weight, and never fully regained her strength. The saddest part? Her earlier colonoscopies were completely clean. There was never a need for this one. Guidelines now reflect this truth. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force recommends stopping routine colon cancer screening at age 75 for most people. For those in excellent health who still want peace of mind, safer alternatives exist. The FIT test, a stool-based test you can do at home. Non-invasive, no sedation, and still effective at catching blood that could signal cancer. Cologuard, another at-home test that looks for DNA markers of cancer. These options reduce risk while keeping vigilance. Because prevention should protect your health, not gamble with it. And if colonoscopies can lead to torn intestines, what about a test that scans your entire body and quietly fuels cancer instead of preventing it? That's where we're going next. Number 1. The full-body CT scan. It sounds like the ultimate safeguard. A single scan, sweeping from head to toe, uncovering hidden cancers, clogged arteries, silent killers waiting in the dark. It's sold as peace of mind. Clinics market it as a luxury, an executive health package. But behind the glossy brochures lies a far harsher reality. Full-body CT scans can be one of the most dangerous tests a senior can take. Here's why. Each scan delivers a heavy dose of radiation, 10 to 20 millisieverts, equal to about 500 chest x-rays. For someone over 70, that radiation doesn't just fade. It lingers, damaging cells, and in some cases, planting the seeds of cancer. A 2023 modeling study in JAMA Internal Medicine estimated that as many as 5% of all cancers in the U.S. may now be linked to CT scans. That means a test meant to prevent disease could actually cause it. And it doesn't stop there. CT scans pick up everything. Tiny nodules in the lungs, benign cysts in the liver, harmless calcifications in the kidneys. Findings that sound ominous but mean nothing. Yet once they're on paper, doctors are obligated to chase them. More scans, biopsies, even surgery. Each step carries its own dangers. Marcus, an 80-year-old martial arts instructor, learned this the hard way. He felt healthy, strong, and active, but during a high-end checkup, his full-body CT revealed a 3 millimeters lung nodule. Panic followed. He was sent for a PET scan, then a biopsy. The result? Benign. But the biopsy collapsed part of his lung. Marcus spent weeks in the hospital, recovering from a complication caused by a problem that never existed. The American College of Radiology is clear. There is no proven benefit to full-body CT screening in asymptomatic adults. None. If there are red flag symptoms, coughing blood, unexplained weight loss, a sudden mass, then targeted imaging can save lives. But scanning the entire body without cause is like digging for treasure in a minefield. You might find something, but the explosion could be worse than what you were searching for. So before saying yes to a comprehensive health scan, ask yourself, do I have symptoms? What will I do with the results? And most importantly, will this test truly help me, or simply open a door I don't want to walk through? Because prevention should never become the cause of harm. Not every test is the enemy. The danger isn't in testing itself, it's in testing without purpose. The key is knowing which screenings add years of vitality and which ones simply add fear. After 70, a handful of simple, targeted exams can make the difference between decline and independence. Start with the basics. Blood pressure checks. Hypertension is called this silent killer for a reason. Left unnoticed, it can quietly damage the heart, brain, and kidneys. But caught early, it's easily controlled with lifestyle changes and, if needed, safe medications. Next, cholesterol and blood sugar tests. Diabetes and high cholesterol don't always scream for attention. Yet together they set the stage for strokes and heart attacks. Regular lab checks, quick, inexpensive, can spot them before they spiral. Don't forget your senses. Eye exams are critical after 70, especially for glaucoma and macular degeneration, two leading causes of blindness. Vision loss doesn't just steal sight. It raises fall risk, erodes independence, and isolates seniors from the world. A 20-minute eye test can change that. And what about hearing? Studies show that untreated hearing loss doubles the risk of dementia. Why? Because when people struggle to hear, they withdraw. They stop engaging. The brain grows quiet. A hearing test, often overlooked, can keep the mind sharp by keeping conversations alive. Cancer screening doesn't vanish completely, but it must be selective. Skin checks can catch melanoma, even in late life. And for those with family history or specific risks, certain blood tests or imaging may still be worth it. The key is personalization, not blanket testing, but tailoring each checkup to the person in front of the doctor. Think of these as protective filters rather than fishing nets. They catch the big, dangerous problems that can still be treated. They avoid the traps of overtesting that lead to more harm than health. Because true prevention after 70 isn't about running every scan available. It's about choosing wisely, protecting quality of life, and keeping the years ahead strong and meaningful. And when it comes to prevention, there's something even more powerful than any test: the way you live each day. That's what we'll uncover next. Picture this: two 75-year-olds. One is weighed down by prescriptions, shuffling between appointments, fearing the next test. The other is gardening, laughing with friends, walking with confidence. The difference isn't luck, it's lifestyle. Modern research on longevity makes it clear. The most powerful medicine after 70 isn't found in machines, it's found in daily habits. In fact, studies of the blue zones, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Loma Linda, show that seniors live longer, healthier lives not because of endless medical tests, but because of how they live every single day. Movement is the first prescription. Not marathons, not intense gym sessions, just consistent, gentle activity. Gardening, walking to the store, climbing stairs, even light resistance training. These habits strengthen muscles, protect balance, and keep fractures at bay more effectively than pills. A 2022 Osteoporosis International study found that seniors who practiced simple strength and balance routines reduced fractures by over 20%. Next is food. Diets rich in leafy greens, beans, nuts, and fish fuel the body with what it truly needs: calcium, omega-3s, antioxidants. It's not about chasing superfoods. It's about patterns, Mediterranean or plant-heavy diets that reduce inflammation and sharpen the mind. Then comes connection. Social ties are medicine. Seniors who nurture friendships, join community groups, or stay involved with family have dramatically lower rates of depression and dementia. Human contact keeps the brain alive in ways no test can replicate. And finally, rest. Deep, restorative sleep. Not just hours in bed, but true recovery. Seniors who protect their sleep cycles lower their risk of memory decline and heart disease. These are the foundations: exercise, nutrition, connection, rest. Together, they extend life expectancy, lower disease risk, and maintain independence. No machine, no scan, no hospital visit can match their combined power. So as you think about the next decade of your life, ask yourself, are you investing more in fear-driven tests or in the habits that truly add years to your story? Because in the end, prevention isn't about what you find in a clinic. It's about how you live when you walk back out into the sunlight. And now, let's bring it all together. So here's the truth. After 70, health isn't about chasing every possible test. It's about protecting what matters most: your time, your independence, your quality of life. Modern medicine is powerful, yes, but power without wisdom can do damage. The next time a doctor recommends a scan or procedure, pause. Ask 3 questions. What happens if this test finds something? What happens if it doesn't? How will the results actually change my life? Because too often, tests create problems instead of solving them. Fear becomes the disease. Procedures become the risk. And the years you wanted to safeguard slip quietly away. But you have more control than you think. By choosing tests wisely, focusing on the ones that truly matter, and doubling down on lifestyle, you can shape a future where your 70s and 80s aren't about hospitals, they're about freedom. About walking into the sunrise, laughing with friends, holding grandchildren, and still living the life you love. And we want to hear from you. Have you, or someone you care about, ever gone through an unnecessary test or procedure? What happened? Did it change how you see the medical system? Share your story in the comments. We read every single one, and your experience could help someone else make a life-changing decision. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like it and subscribe. Not because it helps us, but because it means you'll never miss the next piece of knowledge that could protect your health. And if you're wondering what to watch next, stay tuned for our upcoming guide, the 7 daily habits that help seniors live longer, healthier lives. Because prevention isn't fear, it's wisdom. And wisdom is what keeps you strong. Your health is your story. Make it one worth living, one wise choice at a time.